Hello and welcome once again to our daily encounters here on Facebook and on YouTube at the House of Portugal. I would like to give a very good welcome to all the Portuguese which will be voting for the presidential elections today, ones in Portugal, but also to all of you that are abroad and that went to your embassy or consulate and casted your vote. It is very important to say that being a Portuguese is not claiming and arguing at the queue of a consulate for your cartão cidadão or your passport. It's also to learn your language and to exercise more than a right, your duty to what is the future of your country. We have fought very, very, very hard for this democracy, as we've been talking for the last week every day. And it's important that you cast your vote, even if you are not 100% that will be the best from all the options possible, the one that more regards your views, the more that defends your interests. That's the person that you should vote. Remember that a president is a ruler. It is not the one that governs. It's a pendulum, but it will keep the country stable and balanced and in equilibrium. It is a very important role, much more than being from a party. It's about the personality. So I hope that you all been taking care of your rights and your duties and that you are excited to start today. And to all of you, they are not live here, but it will come, that all of you that will come here and watch us at a later stage, very welcome. And to all of you as well that stay until the end, I promise that I will have a fantastic gift. Nothing that is like I'm not selling anything. I'm gonna give away something that it's really, really and honestly very special. So all of you that want to listen to today's session until the end, right at the end, I would make sure that I will release this surprise. It's kind of a surprise element to the thing, which who doesn't like surprises? So please tell me if you are on that side, from where are you watching us, if you are live, and also if you have cast your vote. And remember that I have 3 fur babies, and it's very possible that you would just listen to one or the other just barking or saying hello because they like their own to listen their own bark. So welcome. And last session yesterday, it was quite intense and quite comprehensive because we covered a whole lot since the fall of the monarchy and the inception of the republic to current days Portugal. So it was really heavy in terms of content. If you didn't quite grasp, okay, don't fear. You can always go back and review, and you can always send me a question, your comment. I promise I will return to you. And if you are enjoying the sessions, these daily sessions with us, please refer to your friends, to your colleagues, to your family. Perhaps they will find interest. They maybe, most probably, they don't know about it. And not everything just comes on your feed. So the best thing is the referral. If you are excited, if you find that this is a really interesting space, please share it. Put a like on Facebook or YouTube, depending on which platform you are following us. Please subscribe. I would love to grow this community, and especially at the end of today, you will find out why. Okay, so should we start by what the discussion that we have today? Okay, so let's go and do this. Remember that I might not answer immediately. If you put a comment, I will reply as soon as possible. But because I get so excited with what we have to say, and because we have launched the House of Portugal website only this week, it's a project that was registered a company. that was registered 9 years ago, that it started its academy, swan translation, voice-over, interpreting services, a little bit of immigration, and now it's fully operational with export promotion, business plans, meeting plans, expert partner search, due diligence, funding and financing, immigration, rolling up of technology in Finland or in Portugal, plan Bs in terms of immigration, maturing, also the language services, and an amazing shop of traditional products, but also very Nordic and Southern African gourmet products. Why? Because the House of Portugal bridges businesses and bridges people. So come to www.thehouseofportugal.com, spend some time, and just get overwhelmed by the one-stop shop that we don't promise we are between Nordic countries and Southern African countries. So I'm very excited to start telling you about the Portugal today and also about why learning Portuguese. So, the image that we have today is of the Parque das Nações. And I told you yesterday that we cleaned up a very dirty, in terms of oil and gas, area of Lisbon by the river and the arbor that was the zona de Santa Apolónia, Braço de Prata, Muscavide, Prior Velho, like really downgraded areas, and we made it on a top A land close to Lisbon. And we host the International Fair in 1998, Expo 98, which led to a major infrastructure and urban regeneration project. And 1 year later, the country, Portugal, adopted the euro as well as its official currency, along with 10 other countries of the European Union. And in 2004, we hosted the Euro 2004, where we had Ronaldo debuting. We call it Uputu because he was a kid. So let us go to today. Are you on the fence about learning Portuguese? And what took you to consider to learn Portuguese? It's very important that you have a strong motivation for this. And I will explain you why. Actually, I'm going to give you 7 reasons because I'm just a number 7 person. Because to tell you why learning Portuguese is so dramatically and increasingly important. Okay, learning Portuguese does take a lot of work, but there are a lot of benefits to being able to speak Portuguese as well. First, it is essential for living in Portugal. It's not nice, it's not good, it's essential. Yes, you can live in Portugal, particularly in the Algarve and Lisbon, and never learn to say anything other than obrigado. But what's the point of living in Portugal if you're going to live in an English-speaking bubble? If you want to properly settle in Portugal, and if you want to make friends there, you really should learn to speak Portuguese. Portugal is a great place to live. And if you don't already live there, it's definitely worth considering moving there. These encounters have been, and you might also find that the House of Portugal website might be, what is the English word, biased. It's, like I'm pushing to Portugal because I am Portuguese, because I'm Angolan born, brought up in Portugal. Sure. But I'm not the only one saying that. Thanks to its fantastic weather, low cost of living, laid back lifestyle, and great food, Portugal is attracting people from all walks of life, including retirees, expats, entrepreneurs, tech specialists, and digital nomads. And if you stay until the end of today's live session, I have an element of surprise to offer to those of you staying until the very end. Now, second reason, it will improve your travel prospects. Portugal is normally listed as the fourth most spoken language in the world. Not only it is spoken in Portugal, but also in Angola, Brazil, Cape Verde, East Timor, Equatorial Guinea, Goa, India, Guinea-Bissau, Macau, China, Mozambique, and São Tomé e Príncipe. Not spoken as official languages. So start counting and you will pass the million and you will touch the billion. Now, out of the 7 billion, now you understand why it's the fourth most spoken language in the world. Many of these countries, particularly Brazil and Goa, regularly feature on travel bucket lists, and being able to speak even a little Portuguese will not only make traveling in those countries easier, but it will enrich your experience there as well. So learning Portuguese properly not only opens up new travel opportunities to places like Brazil, but also within Portugal itself. And although English is widely spoken in places like Lisbon, Porto, and the Algarve, it isn't as widely spoken everywhere in Portugal. So learning a little Portuguese will make it much easier to get on the beaten path a little and to venture into the less touristic parts of the country, which are the most beautiful, most unique, most glamorous, and real, the ones that will make you fall in love with and not to leave. Now, another reason. Portuguese is becoming a valuable language to know. One of the reasons that Portuguese isn't widely taught is that in the past it wasn't always considered to be a very valuable language to know, or as valuable as being able to speak other languages like German or French. Anyway, French was a commercial language before computers, and German was the thing. And that was not so long ago. That's my generation. That's all changing. As Portugal grows in popularity as a tourism destination, more and more tech startups move their businesses there, and it becomes a more important economy within Europe. In Angola, for an example, you don't find a lot of people speaking English. You will find that the international language is the French, not the English. Most probably, Angolans will tell you that they don't speak English and you will have to bring your own translator. Why? Because they don't feel comfortable. Myself, I start learning French on grade 5. I only start learning English in grade 7. English is my fourth language. And I am young. So now you go to Portugal and you want to do business in Portugal, or you go to Angola, and most of them in the decision-making places are older than me, and you expect them to speak English. You're in for a surprise. So the best thing is that you learn to speak Portuguese, and then they will feel comfortable to speak their broken English with you because they know that your Portuguese is as broken as their English. Now you're on equal terms, and Portuguese will be happy to welcome you. Now, Brazil, meanwhile, has become one of the world's largest economies, while in Africa, countries like Angola and Mozambique are some of the most attractive markets for global businesses and investors, like in areas of margins of 300, 400, 500%, sometimes 3,000. But then we're touching a little bit of corruption. So let us keep it like that. But you've never seen margins like that. Why? Because it needs to diversify its economy. It's 98% dependent on imports. Now, if you want to go and do business in Angola and you want to start manufacturing something, you will have all the benefits you need. Now, for that, you need to speak Portuguese, even if you're broken Portuguese. Let's go to the next reason. It's necessary for getting Portuguese citizenship. Many people are running around the golden visas, spending $500,000, 350,000 euros for a golden visa. But let me tell you, if you do not pass A2 level Portuguese exam after 3 years, it's taken from you, independently that you have spent all of that money. But it's also not different, because if you want to immigrate to Canada, you will have to be bilingual in English and French. So why would you expect that in Portugal, because it's such a small country, it will be different? No. So the Portuguese passport is one of the top ranked passports worldwide. And you should understand by now, if you've been following me for a week, all of these paths. Portugal is a very, very highly regarded strategist. It was able through centuries and thousands of years to remain neutral, to east, to west, to south, and to north. Very randomly, a Portuguese passport needs a visa above 90 days. And very, very, very frequent that the Portuguese passport, European passport, but Portuguese, is given straight 90 days facility. For an example, the Portuguese passport is one of the top ranked passports worldwide and ranks alongside passports from countries like Japan, Belgium, Ireland, Switzerland, and Canada. Not only does it allow you to live, work, and travel in Portugal, but also across the European Union and Switzerland, around 30 countries. 30 countries. As well as offering visa-free entry or visa on arrival into a number of countries like Japan, Argentina, Peru, South Africa. As well as living in Portugal for 5 years, you will need to be able to speak at least an A2 level of Portuguese if you want to become a Portuguese citizen. This is the second level in the Common European Framework or Reference for Languages, the CEFR or CEFL, and classes as a way stage or elementary. This is actually a very achievable level of Portuguese to acquire and a much easier requirement than many other countries have. Germany and France, in comparison, both require you to get a B1 level, which would involve a whole lot of more studying. Okay, because I promised you 7 reasons. Let's take the next one. There will be less competition for language jobs. Despite the number of Portuguese speakers that there are in the world, and despite the fact that Portuguese is associated with a number of rapidly growing economies, very few people actively decide to learn Portuguese. And that's why I ask you, when you come to these sessions, what is your motivation? You need to have motivation. Either is because you are Portuguese, you were born in Portugal and you left at a young age, or you are Portuguese descendant, your parents, your grandparents were Portuguese, and you want to maybe return to Portugal or go immigrate to Portugal, or you fell in love with a Portuguese person, or you need Portuguese to learn how to do business, for an example, in Angola, or because you love languages and you find that learning Portuguese is a big asset. No matter which one or more than one of these motivations you have, it is very important that you set your motivation. And then remember, if you stay until the end, I have something really, really excited to tell you. And it might have to do with language. Just saying. Coffee. This means also that as more and more Portuguese speaking jobs become available, there will be less competition for those roles. One of the reasons for less competition is that it's a lot harder to learn Portuguese than it is to learn Spanish, French, Italian, German, Chinese, or Arabic. So sorry to burst your bubble. Learning Portuguese, it's not easy. The language itself isn't necessarily harder, but it's harder to find Portuguese classes as well as books and online resources, especially of classic Portuguese. It's hard. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, though. Although you'll wish there were more courses and resources, it does mean that less people will stick with Portuguese. And being honest, it's not that difficult to find ways to learn Portuguese. There are free Portuguese resources out there. A lot of major cities will have language classes or Portuguese speakers that you can connect with, and you could take some time off to spend a few weeks in Portugal as well at an intensive language course. Permitting, not today because Portugal is closed as well, but it's not going to be forever. So, failing all of these options, some Portuguese language schools, like the House of Portugal Academy, offer online classes that allow you to study Portuguese from anywhere in the world, even if you are in the Philippines or in the Isle of Man or in Acaslampolos, 200 kilometers above the Arctic Circle. You can. Now, let's go for another reason. Portuguese is a great base language. As a nation, the Portuguese are fantastic with languages. Bear in mind, we are not absolutely perfect. I live in South Africa for almost 12 years, and my prepositions are still appalling. But why? Because I am an adult. I get comfortable, and I get comfortable with mistakes as well, like anyone. It's all good. English is widely spoken and taught to a high standard in schools in Portugal. But you will also find that many Portuguese speak or understand other languages like Spanish, Italian, French, and sometimes even more obscure languages from around the world as well. Myself, I speak Portuguese as mother tongue, Castelhano, French, English, Italian, and a bit of Finnish. Why? We are very good with languages. It has a much wider range of sounds than other similar languages. And that brings me a laugh because this morning I was in a situation where we were playing around the word sábado or sábado. Yes, it has a wider range of sounds than other languages like Spanish and Italian. And this is why the Portuguese find it a lot easier to learn those languages than the other way around. If you ask someone from Madrid, do you speak Portuguese? They would say, "Oh, que no," like it's like no, like that is so hard. But if you ask a Portuguese, "Oh, do you speak Castelhano, Spanish?" They will say, "Ah, claro que hablo," even if they speak Portuñol, but they will tell you that they speak Spanish, okay? Because we just get it. So the benefits of learning Portuguese as a base language doesn't just apply to languages like Spanish and Italian. The wide range of sounds like help they can help you in plenty of other non-Romance languages as well, because Portuguese is a Romance Latin language. Now, we're just about to come to the last reasons. Why to learn Portuguese? Well, it's a beautiful language. It's just a beautiful language. Aside from improving your job prospects, learning a second language is just a fun thing to do. And if you're trying to decide which language you should learn, why not make it Portuguese? Well, I find it an incredibly beautiful language, and just as beautiful, if not more beautiful, as languages like French or Italian. It's the language of great writers like Fernando Pessoa, António Saramago, Luís de Camões, Essa de Queiroz, Ramalho Ortigão, etc. Florbela Espanca, Agostina Bessa Luís, etc. And of course, a fado music, and the morna from Cabo Verde, and the samba from Brazil, and the kizomba from Angola, and of course, the bailinho da Madeira. Takes a little bit of more effort to understand Portuguese from Madeira, but you will get there. As long as you always speak in the gerúndio, vamos andando e vamos aprendendo. If you're looking for a language that you can easily fall in love with, Portuguese is definitely it. Now, are you thinking of learning Portuguese? Tell me. Let us come back here to the chat and let us see. Are you willing to learn Portuguese? Comments. Send me a message, will you? I would love to know. Now, we came to an end of this conversation today. And as I promised you, I want to give you a gift. But I would like you to answer me if you are thinking of learning Portuguese, and what are your own reasons for wanting to learn. And I would ask you please to share your thoughts and your questions by leaving a comment here below. And now the moment of the element of the surprise to offer to those who have stayed until the very end, live or all of you that watch this video until the end. Okay, so here it goes in 30 seconds time. Okay, meet me here, 30 seconds, and we are going to find out what is this. Whoops, 30 seconds. Well done. So we are here, and I'm going to disclose. The House of Portugal is very, very, very proud to announce that we are almost reopening our academy. And because of that, I will personally be here and offer a masterclass, a free beginners lesson masterclass. Yes, you heard. I will teach here live, free, a full A1 level crunch masterclass. And when I say crunch, it's highly, highly compacted. But this is my promise to you. I give 100% of my 50%, and I expect you to do the same. Now, please diarize. Go fetch your diary, your pen, your phone. Let's look at the calendar. Today is the 23rd of January. It's a Saturday. Okay, we're going to start for free. You don't have to pay. You can invite as many people as you want. I will soon leave the Zoom link to be able to accommodate everybody without breaking. All you need to have a computer, an internet connection, an exam pad, caffeine or tea or water by your side, and a huge, huge, huge motivation. And I promise you, I will deliver you a full A1 level masterclass. Okay? Are we done? 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 Okay. So now, I want you to pencil in. I want you to pencil in the 27 and the 28 of January. I want you to pencil in Wednesday, the 27th of January and the 28th from 8 o'clock Southern African time. Now, I don't know what time this is going to end. It's going to depend on your pace. But I am going to deliver a full A1 beginner's level Portuguese course to adults for free. It's my promise to you. See you tomorrow and take care. Go and spread the word and make this community bigger. Because if people tell you that they want to learn Portuguese and then they don't come to this class, they were lying. Okay? It's for free. It's yours. And it's going to be amazing. Take care. Bye-bye. Stay safe.